Give that car to your cheap wife. Margaret Bake. My mom sneered. After I gifted her a $13,400 Mercedes on her 50th birthday, I snapped, "You're not getting a penny more." And I cut off every dollar and blocked them forever. Everything unfolded the day before. I went to bed thinking it might pass overnight like bad weather, but I was mistaken, completely mistaken. When I woke up today, there were 44 calls, 19 voice messages, and over 30 unread texts. The first name on my screen was Margaret. Then came the aunts, then Miles. I stared at the phone, frozen, before reality hit me again, like a delayed car crash. The previous day had been Margaret's 50th birthday, which happened to land on a so-called healing family gathering nobody actually looked forward to. Yet everyone still appeared because in our home, guilt always wins over logic. 2 years earlier, Margaret basically labeled Claire, my spouse, as the family enemy. It happened after I said no to funding my cousin Miles's newest scam idea. Claire never said a word during the entire thing, but Margaret still treated her like some mastermind behind everything, and it wasn't just an insult, it was a complete explosion. Margaret called Claire low-class, fake, manipulative. Then my aunts jumped in like hungry wolves. Claire didn't argue that day. She quietly got up and left. Still, we showed up yesterday because despite all of it, we were still the type of people who showed up. I didn't want to make a scene. I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I just wanted to do something honest. So I bought her a vehicle. Not just any car, but the identical model of the 1987 Mercedes she used to drive when I was small. She always adored that car, said it made her feel important, like she was beyond our small town, like she held secrets no one else knew. I found the car in Bozeman, Montana. Cost $13,400, flawless condition. Shipped it over, cleaned it up, tied a ribbon on the hood. Didn't say anything grand, didn't gather everyone, just handed her the keys while people sat sipping orange juice on the porch, acting like we were one big happy group. She walked to the car, glared at it like it was a prank, then looked right at me and said, "Seriously, give those to your cheap wife." She said it flatly, like it wasn't even rude, just a statement. Her sisters burst into laughter like it was their private joke. Miles caught all of it on camera. Henry stood quietly, pale, gazing at a bush like he wasn't even there anymore. I didn't speak, just took back the keys, got into the driver's seat, and left. Claire didn't say a thing either. She followed me, sat beside me, and we left. Next morning, I checked the voice messages. First message, Margaret, crying, saying I humiliated her on her birthday. Second message, angry. She claimed I destroyed everything. Third, Aunt Beatrice telling me to grow up and learn to laugh. But here's what nobody realizes. For the last 3 years, I've been quietly holding their lives together behind the scenes. When Henry's job got cut and they couldn't manage, I stepped in with money. Their new kitchen gear, me, anniversary getaway to Galveston, paid by me, spa treatments, groceries, miles of dental work, all covered by me. Month after month, no questions, no praise. I never said a thing to Margaret. Henry barely said thank you, but kept it quiet to keep peace. After coming home from the party, I logged into my bank and shut it all off. Every automatic payment, every linked account, even the savings fund I secretly made for their house taxes gone. By noon, Henry texted, "She's panicking. The bank flagged everything. I didn't mention your name." Then, Margaret messaged Claire, "You got what you wanted? Hope your free ride was worth it, cheapskate." Claire glanced at it once, put her phone down, and calmly asked me for the backup keys to a Margaret's house. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She walked out. An hour later, she returned. "I slapped your mom," she said flatly. Then she poured herself coffee, sat down, and opened her laptop like it was any normal day. But that wasn't the final chapter. Sometime near 4 p.m. Henry Bonatti arrived at our doorstep alone on foot, no vehicle in sight. He explained that Margaret had thrown him out after noticing all the money was missing, and she blamed him for secretly hiding it. She also accused him of transferring funds to another lady. She'd even contacted her legal representative. Supposedly, she's trying to block access to his retirement account. And just when I assumed the family drama had peaked, Aunt Vivian appeared, eyes red, mascara streaked, suitcase sitting in her back seat. "I left your uncle," she said, crying. "I discovered where the money actually came from. Your mom deceived us. She claimed it came from her Etsy craft business. I quit working last year trying to copy that. Now I've got nothing left." She asked if she could sleep over for a short while. Claire's exact response was, "You can stay in the vehicle your sister doesn't want. Now it's nighttime. Everyone's gone. And I'm sitting here typing this in the dark because writing is the only thing right now that feels logical. But what's ahead? It might be worse." At 8 a.m. this morning, the family group chat. Fam Bam Forever, which I forgot I was still a part of, blew up like a landmine. I only opened it because the alerts kept buzzing nonstop. At first, it was just a flood of audio clips from Margaret, filled with crying and phrases like public humiliation, childish revenge, and emotional cruelty. Then, Vivian sent a single message that read, "Joshua, funded your entire life, you thankless witch." I stared at the screen for 60 seconds, stunned. Apparently, when she came over last night, she didn't just break up with her husband, she also brought evidence. She had screenshots of bank activity, years of quiet money transfers from me labeled vaguely, but clearly not sent by Henry. Furniture expenses, airfare, even the first payment for Margaret's luxury wellness trip last year. At first, Margaret ignored everything. Then she sent a voice recording so lengthy it had to be split into 3 parts. Her voice trembled like someone told her gravity wasn't real. She said she felt controlled, like I had kept her chained. Then she said something that made my stomach twist. No true son would allow his wife to strike his own mother. That slap was abuse. Claire stepped into the room, then holding coffee. She read the messages on my screen and said calmly, "She actually said that?" Then she grabbed her phone and uploaded a clip. A recording I never knew existed. It was taken during the reunion filmed by Claire, just after the car incident, right before we drove off. It showed now Margaret Bad in the driveway, with her sisters giggling and ridiculing the car. Then she said, "He's always been weak. Now he's broke too. Let the poor fool believe this junk is love." After that, total silence in the chat. Not a word for about 60 minutes. Then suddenly, Miles posted, "Aunt Beatrice says she'll sue if she doesn't get paid back. Her pool loan didn't go through." And that's when it clicked. I hadn't only been sending money to my parents. Somehow, whether they had access or Margaret routed funds, her sisters had been spending from that account too. They were all using it like it was a shared inheritance fund. I contacted the bank again, froze the entire account. The remaining $4,250 was locked into a temporary holding under my name while we figured things out. But then, around noon, Henry texted again with news that really pushed everything over the line. She's contacting attorneys. She wants to argue the car counts as shared property. Yes, the $13,400 Mercedes, the one she mocked. She planned to claim ownership over the same gift she insulted me for. Claire finally let out a full laugh, the first in 2 days. Then she said, "She's threatening court over a car she said belonged in a junkyard." At exactly 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a phone call came through from an unknown number. I answered, The voice claimed to be representing Margaret as her legal counsel. He mentioned that they were examining suspicious withdrawals spanning 3 full years and were thinking about pressing criminal charges for financial deception if I didn't pay it all back. I told him to proceed. I would gladly stand in front of a judge and reveal all the bank statements, invoices, and documentation, every penny that covered her manicures and holidays, while she told everyone Henry Mayday had a secret life as a digital currency investor. Then I ended the call. By 5:42 in the evening, Claire Bat received another message. This one came from Miles. He wrote, "I had no idea she shared your financial details with Florence. I'm really sorry, dude. She said it came from family assets." At 6:10, Beatrice sent a selfie, tears on her cheeks, sitting in her kitchen with an empty backyard pool behind her. Apparently, it couldn't be completed unless I sent over another deposit. She claimed she never realized Margaret was dishonest. She believed the funds were part of a long-term savings plan I'd created to assist the family. And I sat there thinking, what kind of savings account pays for your sister's third swimming pool? I stared at the screen, the weight of it all hitting me. It wasn't about the money anymore. It was the betrayal. They had used me, manipulated me, and still, they didn't understand why I walked away. Maybe they never would. I had given everything, but in the end I realized I had to stop saving them before they drained me completely. I turned my phone off, left the room, and knew nothing would ever be the same.